Instant match reaction, Everton 2, Liverpool 2 in the Merseyside derby. What a horrible game of football that was, by the way. I don't think I've ever been that stressed watching Everton. Even in previous Merseyside derbies, it was just so much happened in the game. It was so end-to-end. And the irony is, Everton were poor today. We were very, very poor today. The entire first half, the midfield was atrocious. Now, Alan come into the game a little bit in the second half, and similar to Abdoulaye Doucouré, but Alan, Doucouré and Gomez in the first half were very, very poor. Gomez was poor for the entirety of the game, and it's a mad game of football, isn't it? Because, you know, a lot happened. We go behind twice. Again, two stupid mistakes. Two goals that we could have quite easily have kept out. Poor defending, once again. I think Luca Dean done okay today. I think Michael Keane was absolutely outstanding. Yerry Mina had a stinker for me. An absolute stinker. And obviously, Ben Godfrey done okay when he come on. But defensively, for both goals, it was, we were very, very poor. But we come back into the game again. Fantastic ball in by James Rodriguez. For the first one, Michael Keane jumps, brilliant header, 1-1. And the most frustrating thing is today for me is that, like I said, we were poor, but we had chances to win the game, and we just didn't attack Liverpool. We gave Liverpool far too much time on the ball. We gave them far too much respect. We allowed them to play the way they wanted to play. We allowed them to play nice little 1-2 passes, and you can sit there and say, yeah, but they're a good team and it's hard to play against that. But Aston Villa proved 2 weeks ago that it's not very hard to play against that. You just have to get at them and pressure them and show that you want it more than them. When we done that today, we created opportunities. We scored 2 goals, and we had 2 other clear-cut opportunities that we should have scored. Richarlison's, which hits the post from point-blank range after being dragged back, so that should have been a penalty. And Dominic Calvert-Lewin's, where the ball comes into the box and Dom just can't wrap his foot around it. So for me, that's the most frustrating thing, is when you play against Liverpool and you allow them all of the ball and you allow them to play it around their midfield and you stand off a little bit, they're always going to do that. They're always going to put pressure on you. They're always going to get forward. They're always going to create chances. The times when we picked the ball up and thought, no, you know what, we're getting down the other end, we're creating, we forced them into mistakes. They were kicking the ball out. Our first goal, as soon as we scored that first goal, as soon as Michael Keane heads that in, every single Everton player should have been looking at Adzi and going, he is absolute pony, this lad. He is shit, because it literally goes right through his hands. And from that point on, anywhere within 25-30 yards of the goal, we should have just been peppering him. I mean, James Rodriguez had a tame shot in the second half, and he put it out for a throw-in, and it was a tame shot. We should have been constantly pressuring, and we've seen that far too many times over the years as Everton, us being able to see weaknesses in opposition teams, whether it be Liverpool or anyone else, and Everton just playing to their strengths and allowing them to play the game of football that they wanted. Listen, it was very, very end-to-end. Obviously, the VAR decision in the last second of the game, look, it's offside. It's offside, and if you're offside, you're offside. Whether you're off by a fingernail or you're off by an arse hair, you're offside. So it was the right decision. Obviously made up to just see Steve McManaman's face just absolutely wiped. He's a bad idiot, him. A bad idiot. He shouldn't be commentating on football games whatsoever. But for me, we just lost our way a little bit today. We lost our heads. Richarlison loses his head with 5 minutes to go and throws in a stupid challenge that he doesn't need to make. Obviously, the Jordan Pickford challenge, which, listen, it's a red card for me. He goes in, he flies in stupidly, but how many of them have they got away with over the years? I'm not advocating it. I'm not giving an excuse to it, but Virgil van Dijk put 2 challenges in on James Rodriguez and Richarlison within the opening minute of the game, and he tried purposely to injure James Rodriguez, and he got what goes around comes around. Yes, it's an awful challenge. But from that point on, like I said, although, whatever you think of the Pickford challenge, we should have been looking at that thinking, right, okay, they've brought Joe Gomez on, who can't defend. They've got St Alexander-Arnold, who can't defend, and they've got Adrian in goal. Put pressure on them, get at them, control the game. But we didn't. We allowed them too much space. We allowed them too much time. And they played their football, but ultimately we've come out with a draw. We've come out with a point again. 2 very, very good goals to get back into the game. A little switch in momentum. I thought James Rodriguez was class today. He was that extra bit of quality that we needed on the ball in the middle of that park, playing passes, moving people into positions. He was exactly what we needed. And other than James Rodriguez and obviously, like I said, Michael Keane, I thought Luca Dean played well as well. The rest of the midfield, Alan come into his own in the second half, but wasn't great whatsoever in the first half. Looked very, very tired. Looked very, very sheepish. Abdoulaye Doucouré again struggled for me at times. Andre Gomez was awful all game. Richarlison wasn't getting into the game, and I think that showed by his challenge for the red card. I think it was pure frustration. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, again, 1 big chance and 1 goal. He's proven that if you put the ball in those areas to Dominic Calvert-Lewin, he scores all day long against anybody in the world. and he showed that again today. Probably could have had a second one with the ball that come in, but, you know, we were unlucky, and that for me is how I'd sum up the game. We give them too much respect, we allowed them too much time on the ball, we allowed them to do what they wanted to do. We didn't take every chance that we had, and if we'd have taken every chance that we'd have had, we'd have won the game. I know, conversely, you know, they had chances as well, and you know, could have done better at times, but again, you look at our 2 goals, and for me, they're solid goals. You look at them, their 2, and you think they could have been defended against quite comfortably. Certainly the second one, it's a poor attempt to empty the ball by Yerry Mina, and he just completely puts it in Salah's path. But yeah, it's a mad game of football in which everything's happened, and like I said, it's a horrible game of football. I hated watching that. I absolutely hated watching it. Still unbeaten though, obviously not got the 100% record, but you know, unbeaten in the league, still top of the league, and we've played against the toughest opposition in the league this season. We have to keep up the momentum now. We have to be better next week. We have to be better. It wasn't good enough today. It just wasn't good enough, and ultimately, you know, you could say we were lucky to have 9 men on the pitch. You're lucky to have 10 men on the pitch at the end of the game. You could say we were lucky to not lose the game, but ultimately I think they were lucky to not have a sending off. Robertson should have gone for a disgusting challenge. And yeah, I want to say a special shout out as well for Ben Godfrey coming on, obviously in the first half, with Seamus Coleman going down with an injury, and I thought he was brilliant, absolutely fantastic today, solid, playing out of his natural position on his debut in a Merseyside derby. You know, he'd only been at the club less than a week, and he was absolutely fantastic. He controlled everything he needed to. He broke forward, big strong performance by him, and he looks some player, and I'm happy that he was thrown in at the deep end, and he was able to deal with that pressure, and he was able to come out the other end. But there you go. Look, the Merseyside derby, first one of the season, has ended 2-2. Liverpool fans will probably be up in arms, but made up, you know, be up in arms, I don't care. If you're fuming, is right, made up, because far too many of those games have gone the other way and Liverpool win them when they didn't deserve to. Did Everton deserve to win? Probably not, but we had chances to win it. And we had a free kick in the last minute, which for me, everybody should have been attacking in the box, and we could have won it then as well. But there you go, that is my instant match reaction. Let me know your thoughts on the game in the comment section down below. If you have enjoyed the video, please do hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Still unbeaten, still top of the league, 100% record. Can't complain, can you? Dealt with them. Not comfortably, but there you go. Big thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon on the Mighty Blues.